A very good day to listeners and viewers out there, and welcome to the live pitch session for Artspire Young Artiste, the birth of young, rising local talents. Please allow me to begin with a quote. Every child is an artist. The challenge is to remain an artist once they grow up, by Pablo Picasso. Now, today's live pitch presentation will be covering 4 key areas. The first is the background, mission, impact, and the initiative itself. Please allow me to start with a little bit about Artspire's history. So Artspire began in 2017 with the tagline, Performing Arts Inspiring Hearts. It creates a creative platform for students to learn and express themselves confidently in the performing arts, unleashing student potentials and showcasing their hidden talents. So here is a bit of a timeline since 2017, 2018, 2019, 20, and this year we are making Artspire with a little bit of twist, which I will explain further on. These are few pictures and visuals graphics from previous events, and you can visit us on Facebook and Instagram for more info. Now, let me begin with a story of a young artist. So this is me back when I was a school leaver after Form 5, having the similar concerns with most of our students at the moment. So I wanted to pursue a career in the creative arts. I had a lot of concerns, but I did not have a platform to express myself. I did not have the avenues, the knowledge, or the community or resources to engage in. So down the line, when I was a teacher, I tried my best to create platforms and avenues for students to actually showcase their talents in the arts. And this is our Merdeka Day celebration. As you can see the joys and smiles and laughters on their face as they are provided a platform or creative outlet to showcase their talents. So, the problem statements for the current stories and the current initiative is actually students lack a creative platform to openly express their concerns artistically. Amidst this pandemic, students' social and emotional well-being is also affected during the pandemic. And talented and artistic students actually lack avenues to gain knowledge and develop their skill sets in the creative arts. So based on these stories and problem statements comes a little bit of reflection, whereby we need social emotional learning approach and social emotional learning skills to actually navigate the learning loss during pandemic. Skills such as self-management, self-awareness, decision-making, relationship skills, and also social awareness. And we would like to explore storytelling and songwriting as a coping mechanism, also known as sublimation in psychology, to actually navigate emotional concerns triggered during the pandemic. Moving on, what is our mission and proposed solution? So the proposed solution is actually Artspire Young Artiste, which is a platform to provide students a voice on global matters and concerns, and to teach them and empower them to express their opinions creatively. This also gives avenues to students to represent their communities and telling their stories creatively. And we also help them by equipping them with music artistry skills such as songwriting, music production, and publishing skills, making students creators of their own stories. Now, the proposed activities for these initiatives is a series of workshops and project-based learning activities. The first pillar is passion. We equipping them with the correct mindsets, the correct self-belief, the correct confidence in order to move through this initiative. And the second pillar is actually composition. We provide them with basic songwriting, music knowledge, and chord progression skills. Also with basic production skills as the third pillar. Once they have their stories written, they would want to produce it digitally with a lot of audio and technical recording knowledge. And once they have their pieces properly produced, they are free to be empowered to publish it by learning social media engagement skills, creating a virtual presence, and sharing their stories and songs to reach a larger audience. So the objectives and outcomes of this initiative is to instill self-belief and authenticity among students, to develop students' ownership in learning, and also to equip and empower students with industrial skill sets vital and crucial for a career path in the creative industry. Our project goals or measurable outputs for this project is actually we plan to reach at least 25 students nationwide. Number 2, each student will be empowered to produce at least one piece or one song at the end of the project. and successful compilation of the project is going to be recorded into a digital project album and uploaded into a YouTube channel targeting at least 250 subscribers as a pilot project. And this project execution will also be documented into a social innovation toolkit whereby other schools can implement this in their classroom with their students. And lastly, we plan to conduct a research survey to study the effectiveness and impact of the program solving existing problems. Number 3, the beneficiaries of this project is actually Malaysian school students from 14 to 18 years old. We also target fresh school leavers with a fair proficiency of English and Bahasa, basic music knowledge, ICT knowledge, and also internet access. And we plan to gather some financial and demographic background to see if any support is needed. Most importantly, they need to be invested, committed, and passionate in this program. How do we measure success? In terms of output, the number of songs or content produced, and also the number of social media reach in terms of likes, views, subscribers, and shares. And the outcome for this project, how do we plan to measure it, is to conduct a comparative study, an impact survey, so that we can study the impact before and after the program, and also to engage external stakeholders beyond this project. Lastly, the initiative itself. So the project timeline is going to be executed in this manner. In June, we will collect the target audience and to publicize to get the indication of interest and also screen the process for our batch of students. In July is our first workshop whereby we set their mindsets and expectations to go through the next few months together. August is our first songwriting workshop whereby they will be empowered to tell their stories creatively and musically. And in September, once they have their stories, we will empower them with song production or audio production workshops in using digital tools to produce their songs and stories. In October, we will be educating them on media literacy and also teaching them social media engagement to generate social media reach and teach them media engagement skills to reach a larger audience. And in November, we provide them a platform virtually as a closing recital to showcase their talents and skills to the general public. This is how we are going to manage our funds. So, funds will be channeled to coach and mentorship invitations, purchase for Zoom subscriptions and digital workstation subscriptions, digital tools for production, and also the rest will be channeled towards student development fund and also the operations fund. Moving on is our sustainability plan. We plan to document our curriculum framework into a social innovation toolkit and also engage external stakeholders and collaborators, uploading our video tutorials online and developing a student mentorship program. In terms of financial sustainability, we plan to engage NGOs and corporates for their CSR programs in terms of supports and grants. And also sales of the digitally produced albums will be channeled towards our finance. In terms of community engagement and publicity, we plan to pitch this project to the District Education Council as well as the State Education Council to engage a larger student involvement. Also, we plan to engage with external stakeholders championing music and creative arts education for support, such as Penang Pack, KL Pack, and Rondo Music. In terms of publicity, we plan to go hard on social media platforms for promotion and to collaborate with PPD and JPN to reach larger schools and students. And we also empower students to promote their own work online. Lastly, we plan to engage with broadcast platforms such as Media Prima for media engagement. And that's about it for our project. I hope Artspire Young Artists have, in a way, added some value to the students in Malaysia, especially during this pandemic. And I would like to end with a short quote by Keith Haring: "Art liberates the soul, provokes imagination, and encourages you to go further." That's all. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.